Well, it was a year that British Columbia swept the Canada Games, and to go through a nationwide tournament and not lose a set or lose one set and not lose a match, that's pretty dominating.
But I learned a lot about the coaching aspect of things, which I, of course, really didn't know much about except what I experienced as an athlete. I didn't know what the coaches were thinking and what they talked about when we weren't around, and the planning and anything about that. I knew nothing about the program being unique, didn't know that. Just we were the guinea pigs, and it was great. I was highly appreciative of that opportunity, and it was just unbelievably fabulous. It really was.
The first match we had was against Ontario, and we were doing the warm-up. So our coach, Al Scott, was doing the nice 51 tosses right above the net, and every single guy went up and just crushed the ball. And we all were psyched, right? Raising our hands, screaming. Team Ontario stopped their warm-ups and watched us. Right there we knew we had them. And that momentum never stopped. I mean, we just, some of the games were over so quick we barely got warmed up.
They were a complete package, and whereas the other teams may have had better players than them in some cases, but they didn't have the support or the knowledge of what they were going to be doing.
That preparation was all, I think, a lot to do with Vic Lindell's foresight into getting this whole program going almost 2 years ahead of time, and having all these camps. And I think we started something like with 150 people from around the province, and it was wilted down to 10 individuals. 10 individuals that you could play any one of those 10 people, put them on the court, and I think the result would have been the same.
I just remember us being incredibly tight, very cohesive. And I mean, we had amazing communication. It just worked so well, that model. It just worked so well. Because we went away and we did little, tournaments or camps or something, and we stayed with each other. And we stayed together in the men's and women's team. And we cooked, we cleaned, like we did it all as a team. And that sort of thing builds relationship, which in turn, it just improves everything.
What we had was pretty special. Like after beating Ontario's 2 straight, and we played the next day, played them 2 straight, and then it started snowballing, and the women were doing the same. And the women had a really strong team, and we were supporting each other throughout the thing because we've always practiced together. We knew the women's team really well, and they knew us really well because we've been together almost, for a lot of the camps. They would practice on one side of the gym, we'd practice on the other side. So we were cheering them on, they were cheering us on.
But what I do remember was how amazing. It was just it was ecstatic to win, right? It really was. Nobody can say that sports is not about winning, if you ask me. I mean, it was so amazing. I can still feel it.
2015, we found out that Al Koschip was dealing with cancer. So we, as a group, decided to get together. So we had to find everybody in the world because we were playing at a time when there was no cell phones and no computers. We all came together and spent 3 or 4 days with Al. Unfortunately, he passed away in November of 2015. But we got to know Pam, his wife, and she will be there with us at the induction service, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody. All my teammates, that's one of the best things about this induction is all the team is going to be back together, and we're going to spend a couple of days together. It'll be really great.
You don't improve by winning. You have to lose a few or be in very tight matches to learn the game. And they did that. It was a case where everything just came together.
To be part of an elite group of people that have already been inducted, you take a look at some of the people like BBC Women's Volleyball team that won 5 national championships in a row, and for us to go into that and be with that, put into that group of elite athletes and teams is an honor.
It's an honor, right? It's an honor, and it's acknowledging, a lot of hard work, boy. It really was a lot of hard work.
Yeah, I'd like to congratulate the boys and the girls teams from the 1975 Winter Games into the BC Volleyball Hall of Fame.